So today our topic is derivatives for function of two variables. I think you remember, you know very well how to find derivative in case of one function. So first of all, let's plan. In the first hour, I will give lecture about new topic. It's derivatives.
Yeah.
And in the next hours, we will review all covered material to
Overview.
prepare
Okay.
you for midterm exam.
Okay.
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 So,
Let me top it.
Hey, what's up?
so we know what is the function of two variable, and now we will discuss today how to find the derivative for function of two variable, and there is difference with derivative of function of one variable, because in case of function of two variable, we should find two derivatives, respect x and respect y. When we are finding derivative respect x, we should treat y as constant function. For example, let's take a function fxy equals 3x squared plus 5 times y. So to find derivative respect x, and it's denoted by f x x y, or it's denoted as well d f x y dx, and this d is different also from the case of function of single variable. And you remember, in case of single variable derivative, we denote it as f prime x, or it's the same as df dx. So this d, it looks different. This d, what we will use in case of two variable, it's different, and it looks like this. So we can use both the notions, and now how to find. When we find respect x, it means x, we should treat x as variable, and we should treat y as constant. So we know very well that derivative of 3 times x square, it's, what is, Emmanuel? Derivative of 6 times x square, it's 3 times 2x plus, and derivative of 5y, it's 0, because y is constant. So our final answer is 6 times x. Now, if we need to find the derivative of this same function respect y,
Is it 6 times s or 6x?
6x, yes, because 3 times 2x, it's 6x.
Okay.
Now, if we want to find derivative of the same function for respect y, we should assume that x is constant. X is constant, that's why 3 times x squared is constant. And we need to find derivative of type times y, and y is variable. And derivative of 5 times y, it's 5. And this kind of derivatives, they called partial derivatives. So in case of two variable, we have two partial derivatives, respect x and respect y. Okay, let's now do next example, and let's give a function fxy equals 2x squared minus 5 times x squared y plus 3x and plus 1. So our goal is to find partial derivatives, both partial derivatives. Let's do it together. So first, let's find partial derivative respect x. Partial derivative respect x, it means that y is constant. So y is constant and x is variable. So Muhammad, what is derivative of 2x squared?
It's 4x.
It's 4x. Okay. And now, tricky question here is, what is derivative 5 times x squared y? What is constant in this term? Sandro,
Y.
5 times x squared y. What is here? Variable. Variable is
Variable is x and constant is y. So I think it will be 0. If we don't have y, it will be 10x. But
Yeah.
Okay, Sandro, let's discuss your idea. So, for example, if we have, for example, we have 10 times x squared. So, this example is, it's not linked with this our function. Let's, what is derivative of this function?
20x.
Okay, and what, why? It's true, Sandro, but why? Because 10 is constant, and constant we can move out of derivative. So 10 times x squared derivative.
Yes.
And now we know derivative of x squared is 2x, and that's why it's 20 times x.
So it means
Okay,
the answer will be to 10xy.
oh yes, very good, very good. Got it, Muhammad? Muhammad, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
So
Is it clear for you, Muhammad, how we got this derivative?
yes.
Okay, very good. Look now. Now we have 5x squared y derivative. When we need to find derivative respect x, I can mark x here. It means 5 times y. 5 times y. It's
That's
constant.
okay.
It's constant. That's why we can move out 5 times y. 5 times y we can move out of derivative, and we have x squared derivative. So this derivative we know it's 2 times x. So our final answer is 10 times xy. Any questions?
No question.
No.
Okay, very good. So here we have minus 10 times 10 times xy. Okay.
Plus 3.
Derivative of 3x respect x, it's 3. And what is derivative of 1? Muhammad,
Zero.
what is derivative of 1?
0.
It's 0,
Uh,
absolutely, it's 0, because it's constant.
Yep. 0.
It's 0. So this is our final answer. Okay. So let me to erase this. We don't need it more. Now we need to find partial derivative respect y. So we need to find partial derivative respect y. It means in this case, Muhammad, in this case, x is constant. X is constant, it means 5 times x squared, it's constant. So 5 times x squared derivative of, no, not 5 times, I mean 2 times x squared, it's constant. First term. So derivative of 2 times x squared, it will be 0. Now, what is derivative of 5 times x squared y respect y? We found this derivative successfully. In case of respect x, now we need to find this derivative respect y.
Hmm.
Any idea, Sandro?
Yes, I think it will be 5x square.
Yes, you are absolutely right. Because 5 times x square, y, 5 times x square is constant. We can move out this 5 times x square out of derivative, and derivative of y it's 1. Got it, Muhammad? Look, Muhammad, special for you. Look, 5 times x square y, derivative 5 times x square. We can move out of internet. Emmanuel, are you here?
Yeah. I can see. I understand this.
Really? Very good. X square times derivative of y. Derivative of y is 0. So here we should agree with Sandro. So it's 5 times,
0. It's a 0.
not 0, but 5 times x square. Because derivative of y is 1. Okay. What is next? What is derivative of 3 times x, Emmanuel?
3 times x.
Look, when we need to find derivative respect, can you switch on your camera?
Yeah, I'm trying to switch it on, but I don't know. It's not allowing me to do that.
So, okay. Okay, no problem.
Okay.
When we need to find derivative of 3x respect y, it means that 3x is constant. And we know very well what is derivative of constant function. It's just 0. So derivative of this function, 3x plus 1, it will be 0. So our final answer is minus 5 times x squared. Any questions?
No.
No.
Okay. Now I will give example and try to do it to check yourself. For example, now we have function z equals 5 times x cube minus 2 times x cube y square minus 3 times xy plus 2. And now we need to find partial derivatives, both partial derivatives. So we denoted it, and we can denote it by zx, or as we told, we can denote it as dz dx. Okay, let's do it together. Emmanuel, what is your idea? Let's go step by step. First, let's find derivative of 5 times x cubed. What is derivative of 5 times x cubed? Emmanuel.
15x.
15x squared. 15 times x squared. 15 times x square.
Mhm.
Okay. Now more tricky question. What is derivative of 2 times x cubed y square? So here we have y, but we should treat with y as constant. So
Yeah.
2 times y square, here it's constant. That's why we can move out 2 times y square, and our derivative is going to be, let's write here, 2. So we can move out 2 times y square, 2 times y square, and derivative of x cubed. Derivative of x cubed, we know what is derivative of x cubed, is 3 times x square. So we have 6 times x square y square. So here we have 6
Yes.
times 6 times x square y square. Okay. Now what is derivative of 3 times xy? Here 3 times y is constant. And what is this derivative?
3y.
Yes, absolutely correct. 3y. And derivative of 2 is 0, and derivative of 2 is 0, and I will not write down it because it's 0. Okay, now find dz dx.
So I am correct. Yes, y square. Y square. Minus 3x.
Okay, derivative of 5x cube, it will be 0 respect x,
So I got it right.
and no, not x but y here. Derivative of 2x cubed y square. What is, Sandro, this derivative?
4x cubed y.
Yes, minus 4 times x cubed y minus 3x, and derivative of 2 is 0. Any questions so far? Okay. Next example, we have a function f xy equals 2x cubed minus 3 times x squared y plus 5 times y plus 1, and we need to find f x 2 3. What it means? Any idea what it means?
I think first of all we should find derivative for x and
Yes, absolutely. And
plus,
then replace.
And then we
X.
substitute the
Yes.
figures for x and y.
What is difficult, Emmanuel?
No, I said then we substitute the figures for
Yes,
X
yes,
and Y.
yes, absolutely, yes. Okay, do it please and tell me your answer.
Y is constant, right?
Yes, absolutely. Y is constant.
Okay.
I got -12.
Okay, Sandro. Let's follow Sandro. Sandro, do you agree with partial derivative?
Yes,
Did you get the same
yes.
function, partial derivative? Okay, very good. Do you agree, Muhammad Emmanuel? Do you agree
Yes.
with partial derivative? Okay. Now let's replace. Let's now replace x by 2 and y by 3. So it's going to be 6 times 2 square minus 6 times 2 times 3. And what is your answer, Sandro?
-12.
It looks Sandro is right. It's -12. Okay. Now let's do some application problem. For example, we have profit function. In case of single variable, when we had profit function or cost function or revenue function, do you remember how we interpreted? For example, in case of profit function, how we interpreted derivative of profit function. What is the derivative of profit function? Or let's first recall derivative of distance. For example, we have distance function. Distance function, I mean, x is time and Sx is distance traveled during x unit of time. And what was derivative of distance? And in general, what is the derivative? Derivative is a rate of change. And in case of distance, derivative of function, it's just speed. Derivative of function, it's speed. It's velocity. And this is mechanical interpretation of derivative. And for example, if we have derivative of distance function at the point 5 seconds, what it means? It means that when at the moment of 5 seconds, speed of object is derivative of s at the point v. Okay, this is mechanical interpretation. As for business interpretation, this profit, derivative of profit, it's called marginal profit. And what is idea and what is meaning of marginal profit? For example, if we know that is 100. So what it means? It means that at the level of 500, at the level of 500, if we will increase production by 1 unit, profit will increase by 100 units. Do you remember, Sandro?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, but what it means if we have negative value? What it means if we have here negative value?
After producing 501 unit, our profit will decrease by 100.
Yes, Sandro, it means at the level of 500. At the level of 500, it means, for example, when we will produce 500 first item, or when we will produce from 501 to 500 second item. So at the level, it means approximately at this level, when we will increase production by 1 unit, profit will decrease by 100 unit. Unit of profit, usually it's unit of money, dollars, or maybe not dollars, but Georgian lari maybe. Okay, now, for example, now, we have profit function, and I will write down this profit function now. For example, profit of function is pxy, and it equals okay. So in this case, how can you interpret what is x and y? What is this case when we have two variables for profit function, x and y? That is when company produces two types of some objects. And one type of production, number of production of one type of item, it's X, and number of production of second type of item, it's Y. For example, if company produces two type of chocolates and X is number of white chocolates and Y is number of dark chocolate. And profit function here, profit function expressed by this equation. Now, we need now to find here P X 15 10. And PX 30 10. So we should find these values and interpret these results. What do they mean? What do they mean? Interpret these results. Okay, go ahead and try to find, first of all, partial derivative respect X. How it's going, Muhammad? PXXY. Emmanuel, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm with you.
And
Y constant again, right?
Y is constant again, yes. Y is constant. So let's now start. What is derivative of 140x? It's obvious, it's 140. Okay. Then derivative of 200y, it's very easy, it's 0, because 200y, it's constant. What is derivative of 4 times x squared? It's 8x minus 8x. And what's derivative of 2y times x? It's 2y. And finally, this expression, we can consider it as constant because both 2 times y squared and 700, they are constant. So we got very simple answer. And this is derivative, partial derivative respect y. Now let's now substitute px xy, not px xy, but I should substitute 15 10, and it equals, Sandra, got it, final result?
Yes, yes.
So what is final result here?
40.
Okay, 40. And in the second case, In the second case, Px 30, 10, it's going to be negative 18.
Yes.
Sorry, how did you get 40, Mr. Atoso?
Okay,
Replace
okay, I will write down in details. Just a minute. I will write down in details. So we should replace in this formula x by 15 and y by 10. So we have 140 minus 8 times 15 plus 2 times 10. Now we can use calculator and it's going to be 40. In the same way, in the second case, we should replace x by 30 and y by 10. And our final result is negative 80. Now more interesting is, how can we interpret this result? For example, let's first interpret first what it means. It means that when production, so let's first be clear and say definitely that company produces 2 types of items, and X is number of producing first item, for example, white chocolate, and Y is number of producing second item, and for example, of black chocolate. And this result, 40, when we found derivative respect X, and by X, we denoted white chocolate, number of white chocolates. This result, it means that when producing of dark chocolates is the same, and at the level 15, we will increase production of white chocolate, our profit will increase by 40 units. So, and how can we interpret second result? In the same way, when production of dark chocolate, we hold 10, and we will not change production of dark chocolate, and at the level of production 30 white chocolate, we will increase production of white chocolate, profit will decrease by 80 units. Any questions, please? If any questions?
Questions.
Ask if any questions. If no questions, let's take break and continue at 8 p.m.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.